I recently uploaded a video of a fake finger getting past my phone's fingerprint scanner on Facebook, and a lot of you asked me how I made the fake finger. So now is your chance to make your own. Bear in mind you will be casting your own fingerprints too, so this should hopefully work on your phone as well. You'll be happy to know that you only need a few products, all of which can be purchased quite easily. I'll list the products in the description, but for now let's just get into it. Firstly, you want to make a cast of your finger or thumb using liquid latex. The idea is to keep building up layers of latex until it naturally starts to peel away from the skin. Take a disposable makeup sponge and begin applying the latex. For the first layer, you can dip your finger in a bowl of latex, as I've done, but you want to make sure you have an even layer across your finger. Bear in mind this stuff is horrible to get out of clothes and will ruin any makeup brushes you have, so do put down newspaper and use disposable products to apply it. Let this naturally dry or use a hairdryer to speed up the process. Next, apply another layer of latex and keep repeating until you are happy with the cast. You want to make sure that you do not have any holes in the latex or that any areas are too thin, as you're going to fill the cast with the gelatin mixture. Now, to remove the cast from your finger, apply a generous amount of baby powder to the area and continue applying it as you begin to peel the latex back. As you do this, make sure you don't rip the latex. If you think it's too thin, go back and reapply another layer of latex. Once you've carefully removed the cast from your finger, have a look at the design of your fingerprint and see how closely it matches to the cast. If you've bent your finger whilst letting the latex dry or haven't applied the latex evenly, it may not work as well. When you're happy with your cast, turn it inside out so that the fingerprints are now facing inward again. This is because you're going to be pouring a gelatin mixture which will mould to the design of your print. The second part of this video is all about creating the gelatin prosthetic. You're going to need gelatin in a powdered form, some glycerine, water, and some everyday pressed powder. Mix 1 part gelatin, 1 part glycerine, and 1.5 parts water together in a microwavable bowl. Next, put this in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds. You want to make sure that the gelatin crystals start to dissolve, but that the mixture does not boil. Take this out of the microwave, mix and repeat. Do this as many times as you need to until the crystals have completely dissolved. When you're happy, add some powder and mix well. You can try different tones to match your own skin colour. I've just used a really cheap pressed powder, I believe in a natural shade. Put this in the microwave again until the powder is completely dissolved into the mixture. Next, pour the gelatin mixture into the cast, but be ready to pig it up. You could just hold it while it dries, but it can sometimes take a few hours, depending on how thick the mixture is, so I tend to use small clamps and peg the excess to a couple of glasses. This is why it was important to extend the cast beyond what you would actually need. You should be aware that this will dry exactly how you leave it. If you were to squash the finger against the glass, the finger would dry with a huge dent. Likewise, if I stretch it, the finger will be abnormally wide. So try and pull it out so that it is the right width in terms of how your finger actually looks. I've let it stand and now it looks ready to remove from the cast. If you're not too sure, what you can do is just feel the end, and if it's hard enough, it should be fine. So I'm just going to do this really gently, as you don't always know how strong your prosthetic is. Just pull the cast away from the gelatin and begin to peel it back. As you can see, it looks pretty good. What I would recommend though is actually making a few different fingers with different amounts and colours of powder. You'll find that some match to your skin tone more effectively. It's all about just trying things out. From this point you can either apply a fake nail and begin colouring the finger with powders or paints, or if you have an airbrush you can colour the finger with me. I'm using Laurie G. Ashley Airbrush Cosmetics. I've used the pale tone for the base colour of the finger to match my own skin colour. Once applying this, I then build up a few layers of airbrush paint using different colours and tones. I use a bit of red around the edges of the finger, something you'll notice if you look at your hands, and then a matte white for the nail. When applying the airbrush, you should be a reasonable distance away from the product and airbrush in circles. I'll be making a separate video on airbrush techniques for anyone interested, but again, if you don't have an airbrush, you can try using alcohol activated paints or powdered makeup for the same effect. And there we have our finger. I've gone and applied a fake nail, but just have fun with it. If you recreate this look, please let me know. I'd love to see the final results, and if anyone has a question, just comment below. Hit the subscribe button to see next week's video, it's going to be awesome. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.